Welcome to the Comedy Fight Club Confidential Podcast. This is the Comedy Fight Club chat podcast where we get to know some of the people that are on the Comedy Fight Club show. I, as always, am the big dog, the BXG, DXG of Comedy Fight Club. And we have Pat Haggerty, the Goofball.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, we're recording to this time from my house, the house of myself, the house of the Commissioner Matt Marin, the house of former Comedy Fight Club Anthony Passarotti. He's not here right now. None of them are here right now. It's just us boys and our special guest, the Jersey scumbag, Brian St. John.
Yo, thanks for having me.
What's going on, Brian? Thanks for coming out.
Yeah. Very happy to be here, much like the real Comedy Fight Club. This started an hour and a half late.
Yeah, Brian came here because we usually record at Pat's house where we know how to do all the things. And then we got here, and then my computer doesn't know how to do anything. So it was a long setup. But I want to have Brian on because Brian closes out all of our Jersey shows. And everyone live loves when he does that. And I suspect sometimes the people that watch the video don't know who you are. And that usually Pat closes it and people are like, okay, I kind of know what Pat does. He calls everyone, slurs or whatever. And he ends the show weirdly. And then sometimes randomly, for no reason, you come in. So I want people to get to know Brian St. John.
I saw a YouTube comment a few months ago that just said, Pat Haggerty greater than symbol Brian St. John. I thought about getting it tattooed.
So I like that, which is, I feel like there's two scenarios that are possible with that. There's either a scenario where they love Pat so much that anyone else but Pat, they're like, no, how could this be? Or they're like, I hate Pat and I hate this new guy even more.
I think that's more accurate.
Or it was Pat.
Pat's on there being like, they're not gonna fucking replace me.
Yeah, I do have a lot of burner accounts.
Because this guy can't even fucking open his goddamn eyes. So yeah, you've been closing the show. You've done a couple battles. What battles have you done?
First one was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was a cake for dinner. I lost to you. That was you sandbagged me, as you usually do. You cheat.
Yeah, so
you do in every battle.
That whole video is not online, but I think just on our YouTube channel, we just have the opening statement that I do, where I explain that Brian St. John sandbagged me a couple days earlier, where we had dinner that night, and then later that day we had we met up with Matt and we had like they all ate second dinners where I had dessert. Usually, I want to relitigate this. We can watch that video back.
Cake for dinner.
We had a whole cake for dinner thing, so we did
it. Inspired you to lose weight.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't.
I can credit myself with inspiring you to lose weight.
I lost weight. I mean, maybe in part by that, but I did lose weight differently. And then we had you on again a couple years later, where where your girlfriend at the time bought a what did she do?
She bought a cameo
Yeah.
from the singer of Plain White Tees, who shamed you again years later for eating cake for dinner.
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh," the Hey There Delilah guy is like, Mark, what are you doing, bud? Cake for dinner?
Yeah. So again, just to relitigate, we'll relitigate. We'll relitigate cake for dinner.
It's interesting that you got sandbag because back then you looked like a bag of sand.
So to relitigate this, we had dinner with Matt, me, Brian, and Bobby. Matt all had dinner together, and then we had already eaten dinner earlier that night, and then we met with Matt. They all got another dinner where I got carrot cake, which is a dessert. And then Matt was all like, "You're having cake for dinner?" And then I was like, "It's not. I've already eaten dinner." And then all night everyone was like, "Mark eats cake for dinner," and I don't eat cake for dinner. I didn't then. I don't now.
They also brought out your cake way before any of our so you were all sitting around waiting for our food at a restaurant, and you just got a gigantic piece of carrot cake.
It was gigantic. I wouldn't have told them to cut that big of a cake, but I did.
They must have thought it was your appetizer. It was like, oh, this is like mozzarella sticks. Here's a piece of cake.
Thought your sugar was low. It's an emergency.
But yeah, so you've done some battles, and then you also did a battle that I don't think is online anymore. It's probably somewhere on the Patreon, where you went to Brooklyn. You faced Ryan Rummel.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Fight Club, right? It's like sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it's just fun. Like, both of you do all right, you lose, who cares? And then sometimes it just sticks with you for months. It gets real bad sometimes.
When was that?
That was during COVID. It was in someone's backyard. It was supposed to be in Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was me versus Ryan Rummel. And we're good friends. We're Jersey comics. And if it was in Jersey, it would have played because we're just making fun of each other. Everyone knows us.
Yeah.
Now we're in some douchebag's backyard in Brooklyn. No offense if you're listening to this. He had a very nice backyard.
Nice.
Shout
Like
out,
everyone,
Ryan.
everyone's like we're making like 2 inside of jokes and like nobody like got it. And we're just eating our dicks. And like Ryan was getting like upset and mad, and I just thought it was hilarious the whole time.
Ryan came up and seemed like he was already bombing as he walked up. I don't know how it happened. Because I saw him run all the jokes at a mic in Jersey beforehand. Everyone
That's
laughed.
pathetic.
So-
If you're practicing roast battle jokes at an open mic, you're a loser. You deserve to lose. That's so sad. You're gonna make people listen to that twice.
but basically, I actually think you're difficult to roast because I think you don't look like what you are. I think you come
What
to
is
the
my
roast,
work?
you have like a plaid shirt. You look like a nice normal guy, but really you're like a lovable scumbag.
Oh, thank you.
You know, like you're a good friend, but also a jerk at all times.
Oh, and that's how he's a good friend is by being a jerk to other people. Yeah, and there was one time at Wawa Social Club. You know, I was having kind of a down day, down week, maybe even. And then Brian St. John just comes up to me and just starts talking shit about everything. And I just was busting laughing. It was so good. Yeah, that's you're very good. It was literally everybody. It was like 25 different people.
Everybody walked by like loser, moron. Go sign your name on the open mic list, dude.
You're like, but you have to sign up.
It's like
You
Craig and
fucking
Rob.
would sign up.
Craig and Rob, those fucking idiots.
Morons. Even look alike.
So lovingly. That's good.
Because you're a good friend to have around when, like, because there's a lot of scammers in comedy. There's a lot of people that are like, hey, you do my show and you'll become rich and famous, or you'll do this, and you're the first person to be like, it's fucking fake, guy's an idiot.
Do not sign up for the Jersey City Comedy Festival. You're a loser if you do. He's not gonna book you at that cool fake club he has on weekends.
Yeah. Who runs it?
Rich Kamiko, fuck him.
Calling you out, Rich Kamiko.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Carucci?
I messaged him like, hey, we'd love to do your show in Jersey City. I have a show too. You know, tit for tat, quid pro quo. And he's like, oh yeah, just send me a tip. We're getting a lot of these. I'm like, yeah, sure, understandable. Don't hear from him for months. And then the next response is, hey, you should sign up for the Jersey City Comedy Festival. $25. I literally said, fuck you, and blocked him.
Hey, I know you sent me your tape, but also, how about you send me $25 and your tape one more time?
Nothing worse than seeing a 3-month-old message into your tape that you're like submitting to do a show, and it's on scene and no response.
Have you been to any of the shows? Are they any good?
They don't look great. I wouldn't go if I'm not on it.
The Jersey City Comedy Fest ones?
No, they do that club at Dorian's in Newport.
Oh, okay.
Don't go. The food's bad.
They've got bad food. Why do a comedy show with bad
Yeah,
food?
everyone gets sick when they go.
$25 is a lot to submit to a festival.
Especially when it's in Jersey City.
Yeah, Fifth Borough Comedy Festival's only $10.
That's something to that either. Duca gave me a free T-shirt once when he was blacked out. Whenever you guys do it, I just wear it to piss off Kirshner.
Why? Because he knows you didn't pay for it?
Yeah, you know, just have a T-shirt.
Yeah. We all just give out free shit. We all get trash instead of giving free things to people.
But yeah, that's why it's tough to roast about. Because I feel like you have to set you up. You have to basically be like, hey, this is Brian. I know he looks normal, but he's actually a jerk that makes people think you ate cake for dinner. And then you can kind of do jokes. But like otherwise, you're like, what? Because you're not like a big fat guy. You're not like what'd you say?
Pretty fat, pretty small dick.
Yeah, but like you dress in a way that doesn't make you look fat or like you have a small dick. You're not like wearing too tight of a t-shirt and gray sweatpants.
I'm wearing a Four Loco hat right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
It should be pretty
Dude, that's so cool. Though.
original recipe.
Yeah.
You a big Four Loko guy?
No, I've never had it in my life.
You never had it?
I went home a few weeks ago, and my dad's like, "You want a hat? It's sunny out." I'm like, "No," and he brings out a bunch of hats anyway. And when was this? I'm like, where did you get this incredible hat? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's mine now. Thanks.
Yeah. You look like you're going to an LMFAO party.
Yeah, hell yeah. You better cover your drink around me with that coaster.
With the orange sunglasses on a Four Loko hat.
The Mets.
You're like, shot.
The last time I had Four Loko, it was after a friend's funeral. Don't worry, the whole story's not sad. But it was after a friend's funeral. We had we all got drunk to kind of release steam, and then I ended with me running around with like my shirt off, and then I was checking everyone's mailbox for Netflix DVDs. Back then, when they would mail Netflix DVDs, I was like, we need to check every mailbox for Netflix.
Did you find any?
No, we didn't find any,
Okay.
which is good because it would have been a crime.
Yeah.
And then at one point, everyone was walking ahead of me, and then I like ran up to them. I said, "Guys, guess what's different?" And I just took my pants off, just in my underwear, and everyone's like, "Yeah, let's do it too." So Four Loko was actually kind of a good time.
Wow.
Four Loko Mark rules.
Those are all positive things.
Yeah.
Not as good as Yoga Mark, who was more centered and happy with himself. But
Friends should die more often.
Infinity.
You better take your pants off and drink Four Loko.
The other weird Four Loko thing was that I used to hang out with these, again, when I used to drink, I used to hang out like lunatics all the time. So I used to hang out with these guys. Yeah, I just like don't get involved as much. But like I used to hang out with lunatics all the time, and they had this drink that they made at one time called Five Loko. And it was, they took like an oil can, like a big oil canister, and they filled it up with Four Loko, and then also like hard alcohol and like NyQuil. And they would call it Five Loko, and they would pour people Five Loko at the parties in their disgusting house.
Yeah. But like a gas, like
Yeah,
the
a
red-
gas can thing of like just like,
Yeah.
oh, there's also like I think 40s in there. It was like all the drinks all at once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
yeah. Maybe we should make some Five Loko after this.
Shit, I'm down.
Yeah. We're going Six Loco.
Yeah, let's go Dayquil.
Yeah. I don't want to get too sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the balance. I don't like the balancing out of like the Four Loko and the NyQuil. It feels like it's, you know,
It separates like oil and water.
you just, yeah.
It's like one of those layered shots you gotta drink through a straw.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it like with the up from?
Oh, I never
Four
would.
Loko?
I never would drink it. I'm not gonna drink some mystery liquid out of a bottle can.
I mean, I would even when I was at like
Yeah.
19 and I'm my stupidest drinker, I would be like, there might be oil in there.
I would drink the Five Loko. Absolutely. If I saw someone else drink it first, all right.
I'll take a sip.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be
I'll
a
have
pussy.
one. No, you're right. If my friend had it and he'd be like, it's fine, I'm like, all right.
It's like pretty good.
But yeah, you always famously think everyone is an idiot and trying too hard.
Yeah.
Which is why I think you're perfect to end all the Jersey shows, is because we have a show, and the show is
Full of idiots that
part
try
of the
too
show,
hard.
especially maybe even in the Jersey ones, not everyone knows what's happening.
Yeah.
And some people are good at writing jokes, and some people are not. And you go out there, and then good or bad, you're like, you're a fucking idiot. And then you usually kill unless you're too drunk, and then the show ends and it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite spot.
Yeah.
Like in comedy, because I just get to go up and be obscenely mean to people. Nobody gets to say a bad thing about me.
It show's over by then.
Show's immediately over.
Yeah.
Just go home.
I used to have to let them say mean things to me too. Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. No, the way, yeah. I said the meanest thing I've ever said in comedy at one of those.
What'd you say?
It was at that theater in Denellen.
Oh yeah.
It was Mike Loro and some fat girl.
Abigail Nolan, who is a cool,
You have to say her name.
pretty lady. Yeah, we didn't have to say her name.
Sorry, Abigail. But like, I went out and they both, she did great. I was like, they said something like, "I'm surprised the stage is still standing with these fatzos up here." And then at some point, I guess Mike had brought up that she had a miscarriage, and I said, like, if give it up for Comedy Fight Club, this misogynistic show finally booking a woman. And then everyone was like, hesitantly clapping. I'm like, well, at least I thought she was a woman until I heard she couldn't carry a baby to term. Something along those lines. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And she came up to me. He's like, "Oh, real funny." She was like kidding, and I was like, "Get away from me."
Did she say, I know someone came up to Laura because he also did a miscarriage joke, and someone came up to Laura and was like, "That was too far."
Well, his miscarriage joke wasn't good. Mine was. So.
Still firing shots.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mike Laura.
Come for you, Mike Lauro, and the guy that organizes Jersey City Comedy Fest.
Yeah.
The enemies of Comedy Fight Club Confidential.
If you're gonna make a miscarriage joke, at least say that she's not a real woman.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
What do you? So there's another one where you were too drunk.
But I kept saying Pat Haggerty's the Pete Holmes of comedy.
And everyone's like, "What does that mean?" And you're like, "Oh, there's another part to jokes."
I was fist fed mushrooms driving down there. I got way too drunk, and then Tito showed up with like a crazy dab pen. He's like, "Don't hit this." I was like, "Fuck you," much like the 5 logo.
For those that don't know, Tito was the guy with a crazy dab pen.
Yeah, and then like that whole time, I was like already too fucked up before I hit the dab pen, but I had all I needed to do is fucking hellhole Applejacks and Keensburg. Right? It's like Dweck and Caprio just like fucking tap dancing around, drooling up there. It's like, oh my god! As long as I have the outline of what I want to say, 3 minutes in and out. It doesn't matter if I do good. I'll get through it, right? And I hit the dab pen, and like the timeline just went out the fucking window. And I was like, "What?" I had some thing about Pat being Pete Holmes, and it made no. And he just kept repeating it. It made no sense. And I called my ex-girlfriend fat, trying to save it, and everyone's like, "No, dude." And then she had to drive me home.
Yeah.
Almost like putting form sentences up there.
And then like Matt took the mic and like made fun of me, got a big laugh. I was like, "Matt, everybody!"
Yeah, it's like calling your ex-girlfriend as fat is great, but
It's too late for you, bud.
Oh, that was good. I remember that. I was like, "Oh, is that nice?"
The third time I said, you were just looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know."
The first 2 times, it's like, "Oh, that's kind of a good thing."
Yeah, maybe he's got something to this. No, he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
Right. Yeah, no, I remember that. I was like, "Oh, maybe there's something there." Brian's really funny.
Yeah.
Tables are all mixing around.
We're in a group chat, and one of the guys in the group chat keeps like taking one section of it and sending it to the group chat once in a while.
So he's gonna make t-shirts.
Yeah, of you just like not even being able to say things.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And then afterwards I said, "Yeah, post it, just don't put my name on it," and you did anyway.
Well, isn't Brian St. John just a stage name?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, would you ever want to step into the ring again and do another battle, or you
No,
content
fuck
to...
that. It's so annoying. Fucking morons do that shit. Like, I like the way Pat does it because he's so obnoxious. It's the same thing every time, right? But like the inflection, the act works. But like the writing 5 jokes all week about your stupid fat friend, and then if you're like a real loser, then you try it out at open mics apparently. It's mind-boggling.
You're like, I don't know if anyone in comedy hates homework more than you.
That's what I hate about it. Like, I hate writing in general, and then I'm writing just for this one person for this one show, and then the next week, if you're like trying to think of a new joke, you're thinking about how fat Tyler is or whatever.
Yeah, all your jokes are going that way.
Yeah,
it's like something happens in your life, or like you're stuck in traffic. You're like, "Oh, how is this traffic like this guy being fat?"
Yeah, how's it like when his mom died of leukemia?
Maybe you find a way to repurpose them into your regular set.
Yeah, maybe. Or just go up at the end and make miscarriage jokes once every few months. Then I can go up and do my little skits at real comedy shows.
Why are you already mean to your own set? Everyone's an idiot. Now you fucking little skits on stage.
I do little skits. I don't think that's mean. I like doing little skits. They're cute little skits.
Yeah, we used to call them skits in Boy Scouts when we would do like little things around the campfire. We called them skits. But those are skits. Those are skits, and that's kind of what I'm picturing you doing now. You're doing little like, "Well, hello everybody."
You're just showing up to a campfire in the middle of the woods.
That's where you perform mostly.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you guys hear about the submarine?
And then you do like an act out of the submarine.
Daddy, save me! I can't breathe.
Oh man, I pictured like a 14-year-old Boy Scout doing that, like, naked. No, I'm just kidding.
Were you in Boy Scouts?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Do any things growing up?
I went to like the township summer camp. That was pretty lame. That was fun that was fun when you got old. Like when you were too old to be there, it got fun. Yeah. Then you started just like vandalizing whatever school they had. running, he's getting ice cream from the ice cream man and running away. You know, he's gonna be back tomorrow and see you.
The bullying the other kids.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks until you get to bully everyone. Then you win.
Until you're bigger than everyone.
Wait, this is Boy Scouts?
No, it's just like summer camp.
Summer camp,
yeah. And we did, I went to Bible camp.
Oh.
When I was, like real little at this church, like around the corner from where I grew up. This is fucked up. There's a church and like there's like a cemetery attached to the church. It was like when Beanie Babies were popping.
Yeah.
And like nobody was getting me Beanie Babies, right? I was the only one without Beanie Babies. And we're like walking from like one building to another one day, and there's a Beanie Baby just chilling on a grave. So I helped back and took the Beanie Baby. And then, like, somehow immediately, like, someone must have snitched on me because, like, immediately the fucking lady, the nun or whatever, was like, Brian, did you steal a Beanie Baby from a grave? I was like, no. She's like, give it back. I was like, fine. Yeah. It's some, like, child's grave.
He probably had ashes in this sign of a cross on his forehead for the Beanie Baby. Oh my god, that's really good.
Yeah, like,
see, it started out as you kind of like a character that we could feel bad for. We're like, no one got me a Beanie
nobody got me a Beanie Baby.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this fucking dead kid's getting Beanie Baby. I'm going to Bible camp.
Worse than a fucking dead kid. Dead kids get all the fucking breaks.
I get to go to Bible camp.
I gotta keep breathing. This kid gets to be dead and have a Beanie Baby.
Yeah. You were 18.
I was the priest.
It's almost would have been sadder if they let you keep the Beanie Baby.
They
were just like
more than this.
If they were like you take it from the grave and they're like, oh, fine, don't tell anyone. And you have it and everyone knows you have the dead kid Beanie Baby.
Have you portrayed a priest? I just thought.
Yeah, one of your mayhem shows.
Yeah,
Chaos.
That's right.
I was Catholicism. I don't remember who I went against.
Yeah. What was it?
I don't remember.
Oh, Joe Gorman.
Yeah. What was he though?
I don't remember.
It was absurd.
Yeah.
I was like pouring beer into people's mouths like communion.
Everyone though, like when you got there was so excited to see you. The second, like Greg and Rob show up and the first thing they say is, "Where's Brian St. John?" And then you came in, everyone's like, "Brian's here." And then we had a great hang where we all like hit where we were all boxing each other. And
then, we had bats out.
Bats. We made people wrestle in their underwear. It was a good time.
That was a Wawa. That was like kind of the epitome of Project Comedy.
It was insane.
Where we absolutely wrecked a place.
Yeah. Didn't you get banned from there?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Big
You
time.
get banned from that place.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Rob Cartazone got this big message from Wawa saying, like, you will, we found destroyed trash cans. All of our candy was eaten.
Yeah.
We had half bottles of liquor missing.
Yeah, everyone's been doing like snorting Chinese meth in the bathroom there for 5 years. Worried about a trash can.
Yeah. Like, you ate our candy.
Yeah, during the pandemic, there was like one venue that would like let us do anything.
Like
we
March
wanted
of 2020, we're like in the bar.
It was at least like June, July. We were like we would do it outside, and then we eventually just like inside, I guess.
Yeah.
Because there was a fight club that we did there. Like early on, we did like the Fifth Borough one, where some woman, like during my battle with Ben, a woman came out and then begged us to stop making noise because she was gonna call the cops.
Bring along her family's fence. Like probably sitting by the fire pit as a family. And,
she's like, "This needs to stop."
Everyone's like making dead mom jokes into the microphone.
And then our DJ Derek just blasted music at her, and then she laughed, and we laughed. And then the next time we tried to do a fight club out there, I was literally out there yelling about how this is the most dangerous show, and then cops walk up, and all you see on the video is just my face just go, "Oh, hey." The video cuts, and the cops make us go inside.
Yeah, we went inside.
That's like how annoying we were, was that like the cops were like, "Hey, we still think, that like diseases are spread by, being inside with a lot of people, but this show has to be inside because you're too loud.
You're a worse disease."
Yeah. So we would do that inside. And then there was like an era where like for a while where, you know me, I'm like a drug-free icon. I'm like a straight edge hardcore punk rocker. But everyone else, they're kind of like cement heads, and they would all do coke in the bathroom and stuff.
Chinese meth, coke in the bathroom. He would know better than I would. And then there was a period of time where like we would do mics like that for a while, and then eventually there had to be like one person in the bathroom at a time because the people that run this are upset that everyone's doing the cops
Chinese
that run this
meth.
place.
Yeah, that was the rub. It was a bar for retired cops. So it was weird that the cops got called on us to begin with, but
weird that they also sell the Chinese meth. But anyway, the best mayhem was the one in Staten Island last year, Right, it was just like packed with people trying to play pool. It's just like it's like rape versus the Holocaust. People are just like trying to watch like the MLB playoffs and like shoot pool. It's like the most obscene comedy show of all time happening in the back.
And they were like,
and so like Dumber Comics were like, can you guys keep it down? Trying to do my rape Holocaust jokes. I've been at open mics practicing all week. Get a costume.
Yeah. Chris Burnell with his ski mask on, going to like the Grizzly Pear open mic.
Took off work to go to the 3 p.m. open mic. Paid $7.
That's the one where I had to do 2 battles, right? I talked about last time on the podcast where I did like the domestic terrorists and Count Chocula both. And like there was a turning point where like for a while everyone in the bar was like, we might have to stop this.
Wait, was that like domestic house cat versus domestic?
Yeah. And then
it's like Puff, right?
Then me and Puff did good enough.
It's like all these people that are not going to be into you and Brandon Puff doing characters.
But we won them over that. And they were like, okay, I guess I will accept this now as a show. Yeah. But there was a period like for that first one, which was Rape vs. Genocide. They were like, I don't even know what this is. What are they even doing?
Yeah. So that fight was my idea. Rape vs. Genocide, and even in the group of Style and Comics where we say that some outrageously obscene stuff, all of them are like, maybe we should take Rape vs. Genocide out.
Like, leave it up the flyer. You know?
And I was like, no, that's staying. Like John Kirshner would be like, guys, we gotta take Rape vs. Genocide out. Like, no, that's staying.
I don't want the Fifthborough Comedy Festival logo on the flyer.
Fifthborough Comedy Festival should never be on the same flyer as the word rape.
I remember I closed that one out and it got really crazy at the end. It was like completely falling apart, and then I kept like standing, like I was like walking around just yelling at people, and like someone was like, "You're not on the camera." I was like, "I know." I do not want to be on camera. That's on purpose. I don't need a screenshot. Like Pernod in a ski mask.
Yeah. You really dressed as rape really well. Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah. We have some good ones for this festival. We have.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do another Project Comedy Mayhem at the next Fifthborough Comedy Festival. When is this?
September 3rd.
September 3rd. So we reach out if you want to go to it. They're more fun in person. If you
it's the best. It's absolute chaotic.
It's chaos. It's people. Like I love Project Comedy Mayhem because some of the hardest I've ever killed have been there at like Project Comedy Mayhems. But like they are psychotic and they probably shouldn't be filmed, but it's good that we're doing it. Because did we all get into comedy to fucking not get in trouble all the time?
Yeah. One of the best parts of it too is that like someone always wisens up and doesn't show up the day of, and you have to do like 3 characters.
I get to be the hero that saves the show. Yeah. So what are the battles on there?
One of them is Bud Light versus J.K. Rowling.
Nice.
Okay.
Like that.
What are the other ones? Cowboys versus Indians, but the Indians are from India.
I was at Subway Sandwiches before this, and there was like an old black dude that was like he had like a green shirt and a matching green hat that said "drip" on it.
Hell yeah!
And he didn't know what any of the foods were at Subway. He kept like trying to demand that he got the square thing. That like he didn't know what it was, and at the end he was like, "Oh, the veggie patties." He thought onions were eggplants. And then towards the end of it, he kept calling the girl behind the counter India.
India?
Yeah, because she was Indian, and then kept saying, I live around people like you. I live around a lot of Indians.
Wow, he's a good guy. Then.
It was the kind of thing I don't know, like because if I saw a white guy doing that, I'd be like, I need to step in. But I was like, I don't know, are black guys allowed to say this? I think they might.
I had to step in. Buddy, the veggie patty sucks.
Buddy, they're called onions. You're embarrassing our people.
Get the number 3.
They're called onions.
They get toasted twice. Buddy, being a little bitch right now.
Buddy, they're called onions. Oh, I'm sorry. I live by onions.
I grow onions in my backyard. Alright, so what else we got?
Cowboys versus Indians, good.
Okay, oh yeah. The Writers Guild versus the Lollipop Guild.
Do you have a midget for that, or are you just gonna go someone on their knees?
I have some ideas.
All right.
I was thinking Mark versus Brandon Puff.
It's gonna be awful.
It's gonna be the best.
Yeah.
Puff's gonna forget to take the dot off his head from the battle before.
Oh, yeah, Puff is gonna be the Indian. And you two versus me too.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and the main event will be Jerry Martinez versus the Jews.
It just has Jerry Martinez.
Yeah.
It's so like every time we go to different areas, like New York, you know, it's kind of the home base, but we'll go to like Jersey and Philadelphia and all them, and all these different like other regions, they've all got kind of like a superstar that everyone is like, this is the best person there, and they get a better reaction than everybody else. It can't be you. You couldn't write 9 jokes to do a main event. We'll talk like a main eventer, and everyone will be like,
Superstars don't write 9 jokes.
And in Staten Island, Jerry Martinez is like that guy.
Yeah.
Where like he could probably beat most people in Staten Island.
He's got a spinny bow tie. How do you
Really?
put that? Doesn't he?
Jerry Martinez?
Sounds like him.
I remember having a spinny bow tie going like yaka yaka or something.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, what does he say?
You just dreamt that.
Yeah. That sounds like Jerry.
Dreaming of Jerry Martinez.
Yeah, I do often.
Yeah. It wasn't Waka Waka, but what does he do? He's yeah, something like that.
Something stupid like
Yeah,
that.
that's Jerry
Something
for it.
brilliant
Something
like that. Sorry,
really
Jerry.
great.
Are there any roast battlers that you like watching?
Pat rules. Puff's great. Puff, Pedro, I love too. Puff versus Pedro.
Oh, that was fun,
That was
yeah.
so much fun.
That was
Because like Pedro, I love because he freaks the fuck out. I feel like he'd be doing well, and then I throw someone like Puff, right, who's just like a maniac, and like it's impossible for like a guy like Pedro. Like Pedro's just like writing like well-crafted you're gay jokes.
Yeah.
And then Puff has like 3 different apps that he's using. Yeah, Joe Rogan and like Tucker Carlson like calling Pedro gay, saying he keeps DMing him to do Joe Rogan show. He's like an AI simulator, like destroyed him. Or Jesse Montes one time accused Pedro of Pedro told a joke, and Jesse's like, that's what happens when I don't write his jokes, and everyone knew it wasn't true, but everyone was like, oh shit. And Pedro freaked the fuck out. He's like, he doesn't write my fucking joke. Yeah, we know, dude.
That was a good impersonation.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't write my jokes.
Yeah, I love when Pedro gets mad because I do think it makes him lose immediately.
Yeah.
But also, it's so much funnier when he gets. It's so much
more
funnier because I've like fake got mad at roast battles, and people are kind of like, well, he's losing now, so it doesn't benefit you. But like to get actually mad and then to start. I think in the Jesse one, he's accused us all of liking anime and that we should all get real girlfriends and not look at anime pussy anymore.
We're like, boo.
Which is that's what Comedy Fight Club's about, is accusing everyone in the room of liking anime pussy. Who are some roast battlers you don't like?
You.
Why me?
Because you sandbag everyone. You don't write jokes either. At least I admit I don't like writing jokes.
I maybe do the most homework and then I write a whole story. I write a story and I read everyone a story, either in the beginning or in the middle.
Who was the old man we all bullied at the meat locker last year? That was fucking funny. Is that on YouTube?
Oh wait, was that?
Andrew Rich.
Yeah.
We like brutalized him, I guess.
Yeah, he was really upset after that.
That's my favorite shit about Comedy Fight Club. It's like I lost it on mushrooms. And Applejack.
Wasn't Andrew Rich wearing really nice sneakers?
Yeah, he's like an older guy, wears like nice sneakers, and he went
He's
against.
dressed like Steve Buscemi in that meme.
He went against Tony Loud, and Tony Loud is just like a loud like fun Latino guy, and he just couldn't get anything on him.
Like we're like in the back, just oh man. Like he looks like he's about to cry.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he said he thought about it the whole way home and stuff. We eventually did have him back at when you were at, where he went against Anthony Quinn.
Anthony Quinn's the best.
Well, because I love the thing about Andrew Rich is that he's so straight laced and he's like an older guy that he takes everything so seriously and professionally. There are a few times where I would have like just a normal conversation with him at like a mic I was at, and the next day he would message me and be like, hey, good conversation yesterday, almost the way you would if it was a business thing. And you're like, none of this is business.
Yeah, it's following up on what you said.
You don't need to follow up with me. But like he would do it all like that, so he like he would like take it very seriously. And originally I was going to have him against a guy who was far crazier. This guy, John McGinley, who's like a lunatic in Jersey that like sometimes smashes yogurt all over the place and humps the floor.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most aggressive comedians I've ever seen. And I would talk to him like, hey, you want to do this? And he's like, I don't know if I'm mean enough. I'm like, you're mean to everybody at all times.
You're mean to yogurt.
And then he like wouldn't do it. So I'm like, do Tony Loud, and then just didn't work out. But he did beat Anthony Quinn, so we had the redemption eventually.
AQ rules.
Yeah, Anthony's the best.
Andrew Ridge is a funny comic too. It's just like he just got brutal. Like the Meat Locker is the most disgusting place on earth. we're too old to hang out there, let alone him. And like, he just got brutalized, and like we're all just like mob mentality shitheads. So the second one person jumped on, we're like, oh, let's make this guy cry. Not gonna like him.
Yeah, it's all about just like, and that's one thing I like about it too, is like sometimes you are the one getting beaten down, and sometimes you're on top, and like when you're on top it feels great, but also when you're on the bottom, man, it sucks.
Besides you, I would just say like 90% of women that do it.
That's like
specifically the skinny ones.
Probably objectively bad for us to have on this podcast.
That's my opinion.
No, that's good.
Because Brian St. John does not reflect myself or Pat.
Some of the Indian ones are good.
Right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Indian ladies are good.
Divya Gunasekaran.
Watch out for those cowboys.
Priya Blunts.
Priya Blunts, yeah.
Good. Wow, that's interesting.
The
best female roasters.
Why do you not like the skinny women?
I don't know. Just fucking around.
Oh.
Follow up on that. Did you have a thesis here? Because the fat ones DM me back.
Big fatties.
Yeah, we should write together.
Yeah. We've yet to have a woman on the podcast.
Oh, we gotta...
On this iteration.
We have to work up the courage to talk to one.
Yeah. Now that it's not, if we're doing it in this apartment where my girlfriend isn't in the next room, I'll feel more comfortable.
That sucks. You don't want to do a podcast with like somebody else listening.
Yeah, right?
Why, you think your girlfriend would be weird about?
No, she actually suggested that we have a girl on the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is why we asked.
Which means she's being weird about it.
Which is why why do you have a girl?
Show her this.
Yeah, go ahead. I won't be mad. Yeah, that's why we asked Brian to be on it, because he's a chick.
Hell yeah. That's why I don't roast anymore.
Yeah.
Retired. What was your record? Was it?
I lost to you. I think I beat Rummel, was just like we both bombed.
Yeah.
I beat Tyler right before COVID.
Yes.
You were his manager, so I beat you technically too.
Mm.
I humiliated Tim Lowe. That was fun. I lost one more. I forget where it was.
Oh yeah, that was also when you were dating Lauren, and the group chat that was on Gas Digital at the time was very confused by it.
A lot of people.
They were like, he must be giving her coke.
Chinese man.
Yeah, that one was good because Tim Lowe he said the N-word one time in Fight Club, and he's sorry, I imagine. Tim Lowe's a white guy, and then he tried doing a bit where he said he was Tim.
No, I started. I was calling him Tim the N-word Lowe for like a year. I was getting that around town, and then we were going against each other, and he started one of his jokes with, "Brian St. John's so racist," and before the crowd could go, "How racist is he?" I went, "Oh, really? Tim the N-word Lowe?" And then the joke just fell flat after that.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened in the judging part though?
Yeah, and then we
that's the best part.
Sean Gardini tried to get him to say it again.
Yeah, it was like tied up in the judging, and Gardini goes, "If you say it again, I'll give it to you. You'll win." And everyone was like, "Don't do it." Tim's like, and Tim just does it. And Sean goes, "No, Brian won, idiot."
Yeah, that's what Fight Club's all about: tricking people into doing things they shouldn't do for their career. And that doesn't matter. He's still a therapist. He still has like a real person job or whatever. So I think it all worked out.
You're allowed to say that as a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're whatever. All right, you want to wrap this up, or you want to?
Well, I just wanted to say I said the N-word once at the Comedy Fight Club also, and I got away scot-free. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Why do you say it?
I just thought it might be funny.
It's all about context.
Did it land?
Yeah. It landed okay actually. Like everyone was mad at me, but it landed all right. So this was early on in my days at Comedy Fight Club where I was just saying any word. I was just like, saying the K word for Jews.
What?
Yeah, I said it all.
What?
And then finally I got to the point where it's like, there's nowhere to go but the N word.
I have to say it.
I'd say it.
And then you say it, and you're like, I didn't have to say that. Actually.
But I said it against like a fat Jewish girl. Like it wasn't against a black guy.
The real N words.
Yeah, right. Right, that's right. Oh no. In context now, it's really bad. I agree with Kanye. Wait, or do I? I don't know. Yeah. And then Christopher Lamadou challenged me back when Comedy Fight Club challenges were still a thing.
Yeah.
And then I
Bring
went.
that back. That rules.
Yeah, those were awesome. And then I went against them, and I was just like Christopher Lamadou, more like Christopher Lamadon. So that was like, just like what do you like? I feel like he challenged me as if I was going to be like, that was okay that I said that. No, I agree, it was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, don't say that again.
Like, hey buddy, hey mister, don't say that.
Did he do jokes to you about saying the N word?
Yeah, he's like, he's racist. But we're buds now. Like he's
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. He was eating a cheeseburger do you know him?
No.
He's fat,
Yeah, he sounds
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah, that was back when he had 2 feet.
He still has 2 feet.
He still has 2 feet. Oh, he's black. Did I say that he's black?
There's a fat Jewish girl.
Right, fat Jewish girl. Yeah. He was a fat Jewish girl.
Oh, you know what? The other one I did. Right when COVID started, I agreed to a fucking Zoom Comedy Fight Club.
Oh yeah. Those are difficult.
That was humiliating.
Those were Matt did a bunch of those. 'Cause I think they were on Gas Digital still, so they were like they wanted to keep doing the show. And then when we had the option to like take those and like put them on the channel, I think Matt was like, no,
Fucking,
there's nothing there.
it was like me and Andy Malfarina.
Yeah.
And it was like right in like March, like right when COVID started. And we were both gonna bomb, right? And like, yeah, don't worry about it. And then fucking Ben goes right before us and like kills. I'm like, fuck. There's like 2 comics. I don't remember who it was, but that I like and respect as judges.
Ben
and Zoom would suck because like you bomb and then you hear nothing and it would just the camera would just pan to different people's set faces one by one. You're just like, come on, dude, can we wrap this up?
Yeah. I listened to that one too because I was going to do the next week against Nick Cara. We had a great battle. But I listened to it. And I listened to Ben and John Moskowitz go against each other. And I was like, this is pretty good. You know, and Ben goes on to beat Comedy Fight Club champion. And then the second your first joke went out, I was like, oh yeah, this isn't going to go.
It sucks.
It happens sometimes with Comedy Fight Club where someone will do a joke and immediately you're like, they've already lost.
No, yeah, that first one doesn't hit, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a Zoom one against Megan Friend, and it went quite well.
Yeah.
I did
A little easier than Andy. But...
Yeah, right. I did one joke. So I did one joke where I was like, "Oh, is she an embankment that keeps water from the sea? Because she's a big dike." And I called her. That's how I called her a dike. But then later on, my my favorite joke that I did was I said Megan Friend, more like Megan no friends, and then I signed out of Zoom.
That's the mic drop. You slammed her laptop.
I at the time had a roommate with a bunch of swords, so for my last joke, I just pulled out one of his swords and then unsheathed it and said, "Talk that shit now," and then closed it.
Yeah, you have your whole bedroom of props.
Yeah, that was the prop era of Comedy Fight Club. Again, none of it was good enough to keep being around.
So
Thank
bad.
God.
To not delete on the way out of Gas Digital, but
It's a miserable memory.
yeah. But yeah, that's why for you, I think you always need someone to do the homework, like a prepared statement, so everyone knows who you are. Or you need to dress like this all the time now. With that's who's that? Bad Baby.
Yeah, this is before she started doing OnlyFans though, because I'm not a pervert.
Nice.
She's 16 when this is.
You're not a pervert?
No, I don't do OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, I think it's unhealthy to do OnlyFans.
I just wear clothes of 16-year-old girls.
Yeah, her being 16 is worse than her having OnlyFans.
She's not naked, Mark.
Still strange.
Right.
I mean, look at that. That's a real shirt.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Woo!
Nice.
All right.
Who's your favorite character in Jurassic Park?
The guy gets eaten on the porta potty.
Yeah, this lawyer.
Yeah.
I want to say I think it's either Grant because in that new one he's trying to fuck all the time. I like that, or it's the T-Rex.
Which one's Grant?
Grant. He's like the main guy from the first one.
The Indiana Jones guy.
Yeah.
With the hat.
Yeah.
And then the newest one, he like all he cares about is just fucking that girl one more time.
Nice.
All his performance is just like
The one that had her
fuck her
hand in the
once.
Triceratops shit.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get one more. They talk about dinosaurs, and he clearly doesn't care. And then all he cares about is just one more.
Yeah, that's a good motivation.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the show.
That's the show. Thank you for watching, Brian. Thank you for being on the show. So next time you see one of the ones we film in Jersey and he shows up again, either being mean to everyone or slurring all of his words, and until we have to drag him off stage, that's who this guy is. So hopefully you enjoy that more in the future, and maybe we get a comment that says Haggerty equal St. John.
Or at least like does not equal, but it's ambiguous.
Yeah, it's not definitive.
Right. We don't know
Maybe.
who's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like both Haggerty and St. John. Maybe we get one of those. Maybe
I like
not.
St. John, but I like Pat's shirt more.
Yeah.
This is a cool shirt. I love St. John.
I love you, Pat.
I'll see people post pictures of you at a show, and I'm like, I love BSJ. And just randomly to someone who's like just likes it, like they don't like, why did you say that to me?
Where can people find you?
Brian St. John Sucks on Instagram.
Brian St. John Sucks on Instagram. I believe this week we're posting the video for the Connecticut show, which had people on it, and that was check that out.
Yeah, we went there.
Yeah.
We sure did it.
The main event, pretty good. There was a good one in the
Yes.
middle. Check it out.
I mean, if they're bad, it's better to watch. You have to watch bad.
The main event was good, and there were two other good roasters, and they didn't go against each other.
So check that out. It was we did that one, and it'll be on the channel this week.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Say a curse word.
Nit.